Claire is from Piebald, and she's going to talk to you about a little competition they're running called Formula Pi. Thank you.
Cheers. Hello. This is a competition that we've been running for the last few months. Alright, I don't know how you feel present that this is all new to me. We'll go with that. So Formula Pi started way back in July of this year when we decided to run a Kickstarter to try and help us get the funding to provide materials for the robots, to provide cameras to broadcast, and to provide some equipment to finish building the track, which was kind of in a half-finished state when we launched the Kickstarter. And it's been very, very successful so far. So like I say, starting in July, we were asking for £2,500 when we started, and we ended up getting £8,500, which was absolutely fabulous, and it meant we could do so much more than we planned. Running to extra series, having a lot more robots and a lot more facilities for people in terms of robots they could borrow and use, and a lot more time for writing software and actually providing resources for people to learn about autonomous driving. So for those who haven't heard of Formula Pi before, the idea is you have a race car that we've looked after, we've made sure is perfectly working with no problems, and we look after them, and then people have a basic code which is kind of 80% of the way there. It works, but it's not perfect. And you can either submit the code back to us and race with that code, or edit it slightly and send it back to us, or start from scratch if you want to build something that's completely new, completely different. And then you go head to head with other people that have done exactly the same thing, and the results have been brilliant. I've been astounded by the level of ingenuity from some people. We've had somebody who's written a neural network from scratch that runs on the Raspberry Pi Zero, and it actually works. I was amazed. Somebody who's written a completely new library in Java from scratch to run these cars. And it's just been brilliant, the ingenuity and, like I said, the differences in design. We planned to go racing in October, but we actually didn't start till November in the end. And rewards were out on time, but the racing, like I said, was delayed. Just because we had some technical issues with track design and making sure that the track actually worked properly, because we had some trouble with lighting and things like that, which we totally didn't expect. So the idea, like I said, was we've got this software that we've started on, about 80% of the way there, and you can change it however you want to. And the top picture up there shows the kind of information that you get from the Raspberry Pi camera. So it separates out the colours for you, so you can see what's red, what's green, what's blue, and it gives you an idea of how curvy the track is. It gives you an idea of how far you are from that object, and I think there's some PID bits in there for kind of more technical control. It also tells you whether you're upside down or not, and there's lots of other things that we've kind of incorporated in to help with directional driving. And it's just the Raspberry Pi camera, that's the only sensor we have. There's no accelerometer, there's no LiDAR, there's nothing like that, it's just the camera. The rules are you're free to do whatever you want. So like I say, somebody did a neural network, we've had people do full Java libraries, we've had people who've done nothing and still are doing very well, because it's kind of well-tested code by us and we know roughly what's going to happen. The robots are calibrated by us to make sure that everybody's got a fair chance and there's no one robot that's better than the others. This is a calibration rig that we've got at home, which is got a little sensor at the end to calibrate the camera position to make sure that it's perfectly right for the start lights. And we have all this set up to make sure the robots are fair. So race one. This was middle of November, I think. And it technically went off without a hitch, which we were amazed at. I thought everything was going to go wrong. I do the commentary, so you may recognise my dulcet tones if you've listened to the racing before. So I was sitting in my little chair with a microphone underneath the track with everything crossed, thinking, oh god, this could go so horribly wrong, and I've got to try and explain what's not working and what's working. But it was brilliant. It was, from our point of view, it went off perfectly. The cameras worked fine, the online stuff worked fine, and everyone was racing. We had 5 people get away from the line in each heat. I think that might be a slight lie. I think it was one person who struggled, but it turned out that was our fault. And there was a mechanical fault with one of the wheels coming off, I think. But they all raced, everyone was competing, and it was brilliant. We had one racer who completed the full lap length, which was 23 laps. Everyone else And this is kind of my pro tip for anybody who might be watching on the stream or anybody here who's competing. The cars have a lap count, and it works out whenever you pass the start gate tree, it's like a little red dot, and it counts every time it sees that. Says, yep, I've done another lap, I've done another lap, I've done another lap, so it knows where it is on the track. Some people, when it went upside down, it started counting the track as red, because it was seeing, oh yes, that'll do, that's a lap, even though it's red like everywhere. So this was things counting up to laps, and their cars were stopping. So the lap counting system is great if you're the right way up, but if you're upside down, it's not so good. But yeah, one guy completed the race completely, which was brilliant. I was amazed. I thought everyone would be crashing and we'd never get to the end. But yeah, he finished. Second race we had so much more action. This was last week. I was expecting people would have improved, because we give people time to improve. So you race in one race and then there's a little bit of a gap and then you can start racing again. So it's like 2 weeks to improve your code. We had 4 people that managed to complete the race, and they were all in one heat. Somehow the random choice thing had picked them all in the same heat. And the race was decided in about this much distance, because somebody had got their code the wrong way around, and they were actually driving backwards around the track, accidentally, albeit. They managed to complete six laps in reverse. I was stunned. But they managed to block another driver with about that much space from the finish line. And that was it. And everyone overtook this other guy. And it was so exciting. I was completely shocked that it was so close. And it caused a lot of controversy. There were people that were very upset by this. But we said there was no foul play. This guy wasn't going backwards on purpose. This was a complete accident. And we've helped him out with his code next time, so hopefully it'll be better. All the races are broadcast on Twitch. They are live on, next one's on this Monday, so on the 5th of December, 5 o'clock on Twitch, and we upload straight to YouTube afterwards, so if you can't watch it then, you can catch up later on. I think what I've put the is about, yeah, so that's all the information you need to get involved and watch Formula Pi for the next round. So,
This is November.
Yeah. I'm so old school. I meant December. That's the 5th of December. That's supposed to be. I was very tired when I wrote these slides. Yes, so December, not November. I do possibly. I think it's probably about my time, isn't it? I only have 15 minutes. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So any questions? Yeah.
Do you publish any of the winning code?
We do. I think at the end of the season we're planning to publish the winner's code, and that's going to be the way, kind of the baseline for this series. So we're going to sort of try and move on from our iteration of code to pick the best one. If it's something complicated, like a neural network or something, we're in two minds as to whether to publish it, because if we publish something that's too complicated, it might then put everyone else at a disadvantage. So we have to sort of think about whether that's the right thing to publish, but we'll come to that when we come to it, I think.
How is the neural net performing relative to the other competitors?
I think in the first round he didn't do very well at all. He didn't start. I thought you might have seen the start lights, but then just complete one lap and stopped. I think he had it in some sort of testing mode. The second round he did actually complete laps. I think he got 4th in his heat, maybe out of 5. It's performing. I think it's doing well. It's possibly not quite as good as some of the other competitors, but certainly he's racing and competing. So yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
5th of December on Twitch, /pi_board. And yeah, watch live if you want to, or on YouTube in your own time. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.